defending the Anfield Road end, get us underway, cheered on by that terrific loyal support on a wet and windy night on Merseyside. The rain swirling around, they're attacking the Kop end as Liverpool, all in red, play from right to left as we look. And here is an early touch for Kelleher, the goalkeeper, and then Quansah back with the young Irish goalkeeper, as Liverpool looking to extend their excellent home record at Anfield. The winning run ended against Manchester United as the ball goes back to Areola, and the Liverpool press, he came under pressure very, very quickly, and he was almost caught out. As it is, Liverpool through the pressing of Nunez, it's gone behind for a goal kick, but it's Nunez's name who's being cheered by the Liverpool supporters.
Yeah, that's the one thing you'll get with him. He will press. He's non-stop. We were just speaking about it earlier on in the build-up, but yeah, Areola took his time. It was a nervous situation, that was.
Lost his spot in the league in recent weeks to Fabianski. West Ham United, like Liverpool, have had to navigate their way through the demands of European competition, to which both have done very, very well, both topping their group and as a result through to the last 16 of the Europa League. They're looking to reach the last four in this League Cup competition. As Kudus plays it back, Mavropanos, Ogbonna. First start for him since late October, since the start against Olympiacos. Johnson's only had a couple of starts at left back, Lincoln and Bakla in Europe, so he might be a little bit ring rusty. But both managers making the 6 changes. I expected the changes from Liverpool. I thought West Ham United might have gone a little bit stronger, although, as Charlie Adam quite rightly points out, they too have a big game at the weekend at home to Manchester United. As Tsimikas follows Soufal and concedes a free kick with a foul. The game's still settling down. Yeah,
it has, and Mavropanos there, just giving the ball away a couple of times. He just needs to relax. But you said, you're right, there's a lot of players that haven't played a lot of football recently, as you can see there by Areola. Just poor technique, just kicks it out of play. It has to be better. If you want to play out from the back, goalkeeper has to be better on the ball than him.
It went back to him in his bright yellow luminous goalkeeping outfit, and he sliced it, and it went straight out of play for a throw on a breezy night, as Gomez, playing as a right back for Liverpool, back to Kelleher, just outside the D of his own penalty area. Van Dijk gives it back to the Liverpool goalkeeper. Fornals is the one who actually now to approach Quansah. He and Bowen are the one trying to lead that line as they're poised and force Kelleher to go long. Nunez has just come out towards this left-hand side. Gakpo at the minute is the one through the middle. Elliott's far right.
I'm surprised at that, Deno. I thought maybe Gakpo would have played on the left and Nunez through the middle to cause problems, but he can cause Soufal problems with his pace.
Endo's ball to Van Dijk came into him around knee height, but he just cushioned the ball with a volleyed pass into the penalty area as Endo is fouled, and that foul coming in from Edson Alvarez. Liverpool quickly take it. Szoboszlai charging the heart of the West Ham defence. His shot actually strikes the back of the legs of Nunez. It'll be picked up by Tsimikas. Works over the cross first time. And Mavropanos manages to head the ball away inside the West Ham penalty area, 0-0. Liverpool seized on that opportunity, and it was Szoboszlai charging forward.
Yeah, Szoboszlai done ever so well. Van Dijk played a good free kick. Alvarez is still apologising to Endo, but we said earlier we want him to get more goals from distance, and he weren't looking to pass, but there's a good block from Nunez.
Alvarez lifts it on its way, that bouncing ball that Johnson at left back for West Ham, all in white. Just shy of the 5-minute mark in the early stages here on BBC Radio 5 Live and the BBC Sounds app. And now they switch it to the right back, and Soufal down the line. Kudus, remember him scoring last season actually for Ajax here in the Champions League, as Bowen comes short to collect the ball. Kudus operating on the right-hand side. He played on the left that last time for the Dutch side. Ball goes astray, picked up by Elliott, running forward outside the centre circle of the West Ham half. He looked towards Nunez, and there was Mavropanos just to come across and deal with it. So whether they're looking for Nunez to get in behind so far.
No, you're right. I think you're right, Dennis. Panos is not as quick. Well, I don't know, because he is probably as quick as Ogbonna, but as Sufal goes up, that's the space they're looking to exploit. And if Elliott could have found Nunes, I don't think you'll catch him in a one-on-one situation.
Great deal of respect between the two managers, David Moyes and Jurgen Klopp. Sometimes you can see artificial relationships in the managerial world. Not necessarily is the case between those two, and they had a good old hearty chat out on the pitch whilst the two teams were warming up ahead of the kick-off, sharing a joke, chewing the cud, as Curtis Jones will get a throw for Liverpool in front of Jurgen Klopp, who stands in that technical area with his overcoat not zipped up on this not too chilly a night in Liverpool for the time being. The baseball cap, of course, is on.
I like that style. That's my style as a manager, if I was a manager, but I wouldn't leave you, Deno, so that's why.
You could always take me with you.
I'd definitely take you with you. Definitely. You could be my assistant man. That would be some. We'd just be laughing. There would be no coaching.
Yeah, I don't think, Ball through, offside against Nunez. He was offside as well. I wouldn't necessarily that coaching was my forte. Social events.
So you want to be the social events manager?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll employ you for that.
Yeah. Endo. Hurried ball behind Elliott, and it went straight to Johnson, the left back. I could also advise you with a few communication matters as well, in terms of,
Yeah, I like that. I do need that as well.
Yeah.
We get Gaz as well, Gaz the producer. We get Gaz with us, Gaz Splinter. He's a sensible one.
Yeah.
Me and you are the troubled one. He'll be the sensible one, so we'd need that.
He's the one who does all the hard work.
Yeah, he does.
As long as that doesn't take away from a 6-figure fee, I don't mind.
Now we're talking.
7 minutes played, 0-0. Yet to have the first serious chance of this League Cup quarter-final tie. Van Dijk, Tsimikas, high up the pitch on the halfway line. Kudus, though, comes back, takes it away off his toes, and then with the back pass, he rolls it all the way back to Areola, who with one touch off his right boot, then clears it away left-footed, flicked on by Benrahma. And Bowen was trying to latch onto it, but there are the two central defenders for Liverpool who just squeezed together, and they've seen it back to Kelleher, who touches the ball outside of his penalty area. Oh, that was a risky ball that was almost intercepted by a sliding Bowen. As it was, it found Curtis Jones. But that was tight. Very
tight, to be fair. Kelleher, he got away with one there, because I thought Bowen was going to collect it, really. But that's the modern day footballers now. They do take chances and they believe in themselves.
Kwanzaa switches play and spreads it out towards Tsimikas. He was in space as well. No wonder that Jurgen Klopp applauds the vision of the young defender.
Yeah, that's a great ball from young Kwanzaa. I heard they got high hopes for him as well, and every time he's come in, he's done really well.
Yeah, he made his debut as a substitute against Newcastle in August. This is his 13th appearance since then. He had a short loan spell at Bristol Rovers last season, but it was good vision, and it was only the poor touch by Tsimikas that let the move down. 0-0 it remains still in the early stages. 5 Live and BBC Sounds. The boxing, of course, this weekend. Anthony Joshua in Saudi Arabia. Saturday night, the coverage from 9 o'clock. As Tsimikas runs forward into the penalty area, Elliott can't take it with him. Comes out towards Jones. Jones touches the ball fractionally behind Endo, 35 yards out from goal. Szoboszlai chips it forward for the run of Gakpo, headed away by Ogbonna. And then Liverpool try and win the ball back, but West Ham will evade the press, and Mavropanos plays it out towards Kudus on this near side. We heard from Steve Bunce actually out in Saudi Arabia with Steve earlier, but 5 Live Boxing, the podcast content, will be uploaded and available every day, just to whet the appetite ahead of fight night on Saturday, live on 5 Live. Elliott runs forward. Elliott with a shot just wide. It was a low left-footed effort. It was going away from goal. It bounced just in front of Areola, who made the dive away towards his left. And in the end, it probably was a foot wide of the right-hand post, 0-0.
Yeah, it was good football by Endo in there. Played it to Elliott, who's playing in the little pockets, and it's a good run. Benrahma doesn't track him. It's a great shot, but it's just wide of the post. And I think Areola might have saved it, but yeah, that's the first real attempt we've had in the game so far.
An angled effort that was off target. Clinton Morrison is with us here on BBC Radio 5 Live tonight. High ball pumped up towards Nunez, tries to flick it away from Mavropanos. Sufal then gets back keeps the ball in play. Nunez takes full advantage, does well to dig it out to Tsimikas. Tsimikas with the cross, the goalkeeper little hesitant. West Ham through Johnson, get the ball clear. Liverpool now just starting to get on top.
Yeah, they are. Soufa should have dealt with it there, but Nunez done ever so well. Showed good strength, good ball in from Tsimikas, but it was good covering from Ben Johnson at that back post.
Szoboszlai is actually covering and filling in for the run of Gomez, who's now on the ball on that far side, the right. Drills it in low. Nunez was there. Might pop out towards Elliott. Indeed he does. Right side of the penalty area, in front of the Sir Kenny Dalglish stand here at Anfield. 10 minutes played, 0-0. Endo, the Japanese international. Ball played forward. Gakpo, no one's gone with him. Couldn't take it in his stride as he tried to turn. But nobody had picked the run of the Dutchman.
Oh, Bonner's got to check his shoulders, and Mavropanos has got to come over and cover him.
Jones, Szoboszlai able to turn. West Ham are just being forced back at this stage at the moment. Szoboszlai's done well. Szoboszlai tries to play it in, blocked. Gomez touches it. Elliott now on the ball on that far side. The run of Curtis Jones into the inside right channel of the penalty area, not spotted, and ball runs out of play and out for a goal kick. Bit of concern then for David Moyes and co on the bench.
Yeah, big concern, to be fair, because the two centre halves, one ball can't beat you where the centre forward's in on goal. It's only because Gakpo has a poor touch. But Liverpool have started well. They've started really well. In particular, Harvey Elliott gets into little pockets then, and he's been really good for Liverpool coming off the bench this season.
West Ham have only had one win in 55 visits since 1963, when Ron Greenwood was the manager, and in 63 goals from Jeff Hurst and Martin Peters gave them that victory. Since then it's been 60 years of struggle. They've drawn 14 and lost 40, aside from that rare win in 2015 when they won by 3-0. Not helped when Coutinho was sent off early in the second half, but by that stage Liverpool were already 2 down, so it didn't really make too much difference when Mark Noble was later sent off. But it's at a ground obviously where they haven't had a great deal of joy, but they'll be hoping to tonight in a competition where they haven't had a great deal of joy either. They've never won it, runners up twice, 1966 and 1981, where if you're of a certain generation you'll know that Liverpool won it that year, and on a replay at Villa Park. Tsimikas, room to run into on this near side, the left. Liverpool all in red. Tsimikas continues to run forward, and the cross is turned behind by Mavropanos, who stretches on the edge of his 6-yard area and diverts it behind for a corner kick. 0-0. We've been playing for 12 minutes.
They look a threat down the left-hand side with Nunez and Tsimikas. Tsimikas has been in good form as well recently. Great delivery in.
This should be an outswinging corner then from this near side, in front of that 6,000 away support from West Ham, in front of the Anfield Road end. Tsimikas waits, right arm aloft, left-footed corner kick, arcs its way over now, headed out, touched away from the penalty area by Endo. Gomez under pressure from Benrahma, can't afford to take a chance, so he goes all the way back to Kelleher, who finds Curtis Jones. He was on the stretch. Kudos, though, will actually get there first. Well, I thought he might have just picked up a little bit of a blow to his right knee. He certainly felt it, but he's playing on. And Tsimikas
so
tight
good the way
behind
he does
him.
that, Deno. Manipulates the ball. He feels the fullback at his back, and he's still strong enough to get hold of it.
He's hobbling though, is Kudos at the moment. West Ham have lost it. Jones comes forward, evades one challenge, inside to Szoboszlai, runs through to Elliott. Elliott now with a shot, just wide. Hit it true, left-footed, just outside the D, off target, goal kick. He's gone close twice now, 0-0.
Yeah, it's a good chance for Harvey Elliott. You see when he comes into that left foot, but it was a really good run from Curtis Jones. Comes in and he just drags the shot high and wide, but Jurgen Klopp's clapping on the touchline. He's been impressed with Liverpool's start. West Ham are struggling to get out at the moment, Deno.
Seems to be okay at the moment. Oh no, he's still feeling it on his...
Yeah, you're right. But it's like
is it the back of his knee?
Yeah, back of the knee, kind of hamstring. You hope he's all right.
Well, you think of certain clubs in the Premier League who really do have a number of injury problems. West Ham United, in that sense, are not too bad off. Antonio's got a knee injury, but they haven't really been as ravaged as some I can think of. A goal at Ibrox, Jane Lewis.
Yeah, long ball forward. St Johnstone, as they've been doing all night, under the quash, trying to defend it away, but instead it was just knocked into the path of Cyril Dessers, who's just come on as a substitute the last 10 minutes or so, and he has put Rangers 1-0 up in this one. It's Rangers 1, St Johnstone 0. Cyril Dessers with the goal.
Thank you, Jane. So Rangers looking to go 2 points behind Celtic, and they'd still have a game in hand. Aberdeen 0, Livingston 0 is a latest score in the other game in the Scottish Premiership. Aberdeen, who are struggling, they're only 5 points clear of bottom of the table, Libby. So they've got a chance at Pittodrie to kick clear. And if there's a goal in the Women's Champions League between Harkin and Chelsea, we'll of course let you know. But at 8:15, quarter of an hour played, remains 0-0 in this League Cup quarter-final tie on 5 Live. Jones, diagonal ball, short towards Elliott, plays it out towards Tsimikas, finds the left back now, cuts it back towards Elliott, plays in the ball, headed out by Mavropanos. Van Dijk, forward ball, Elliott says leave it for Endo, he takes over, back out towards Tsimikas once again. Clinton Morrison is quite right, a lot of the threat coming down this left-hand side for the home team, all in red, as Van Dijk. And it's Liverpool who are controlling this tie at the moment. West Ham are just trying to soak up the pressure. Gomez on that right-hand side, drifts in field, gives the ball away. Bowen, though, can't get there. Van Dijk on the cover. And he's played a high ball that actually will curl and will remain in play for Szoboszlai to try and cut the ball back. Blocked, come down towards Szoboszlai again. Nunez with a header off target, 0-0. So Harkin against Chelsea, Maz Faruqi.
There's been a goal for Chelsea. Great finish from a tight angle from the right from Sam Kerr. Really good work in the area from Chelsea. Hacken have actually hit the crossbar at the other end, but the English champions are ahead. Hacken 0, Chelsea 1.
And Livingston have taken the lead as well at Aberdeen. Aberdeen 0, Livingston 1. And the England captain Harry Kane has scored again for Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga tonight.
There's a shot.
It's his 21st goal in 15 league matches. They lead 2-0 at Wolfsburg. It's a Bundesliga record.
When's his break? Because he's getting a break this year, isn't he?
Yeah, he will get a break.
I think that might be his last game, or maybe on the weekend.
Gareth Southgate will be licking his lips at the prospect of his England captain having a rest, whilst we of course here have got plenty of more live football to look forward to. The next live action after tonight is during Saturday's 5 Live Sport, which is from midday with Mark Chapman. Tottenham Everton, very much looking forward to that one at 3. Liverpool Arsenal at 5:30, and then on Christmas Eve on Sunday, Wolves Chelsea from 1 o'clock. So that'll keep us going to take us through to Christmas, and then of course the usual Boxing Day programme with Mark Chapman again from midday to look forward to. The League Cup semi-final lineup will be announced at around 11:15. We'll bring you news of that. Well, I'm sure Colin Murray will mention it in his programme, Offside Against Nunez. Colin's on air from 10:30. But if you miss it, it'll be in the 5 Live Football Daily podcast, where we'll try and bring you as much live reaction where we can. And you're right, their next league game is on the 12th of January.
Yeah, I saw him doing an interview the other day. They said, what are you going to do? You're going to be in England? You're going to be in Germany? He said, no, I'm going on holiday to enjoy it.
Gomez. And that's the day before the African Cup of Nations starts. So West Ham United, we talk about they haven't been impacted by injuries, but they're going to lose Kudus, Aguerd,
Ben Rama
yeah. with Algeria. Mavropanos plays it forward.
Low that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know, all those, especially Kudus.
Yeah. Endo, who tries to close down Alvarez, he'll be away at the Asian Cup as well, which is being played in Qatar. Here is Ben Rama running into the penalty area. In the end, he just ran into a red wall. He managed to get past Endo, who we've just been talking about, in Kwanzaa, but Gomez was covering, picked up by Kelleher. Aside from those 2 efforts from Elliott, there hasn't been a shot on target.
No, there hasn't. And listen, Liverpool are dominating without creating any clear-cut chances. As you said, the Elliott one, he'd probably be disappointed. Then no, he's not hit the target, because as I said, with his left foot, there were 2 really good opportunities, and West Ham will be happy.
Kelleher with the clearance, Gakpo over his head, easily headed forward by Mavropanos. It reaches Bowen, who flicks it away. He's done well, Bowen, and Bowen just couldn't poke it for Fornals, who was offering a supporting run in the inside left channel. Liverpool get the ball away. It remains 0-0. The break is quickly snuffed out by West Ham. To Ibrox we go, Jane Lewis.
Yes, and Johnson down to 10 men in this one. Also goal down as well, remember. That after a VAR check. Jai Semi given a yellow initially for a lunging tackle on John Lundstrom, but the referee, Alan Muir, was called over for a VAR check, had a look at the monitor and upgraded it to a red card. So St Johnstone losing by 1-0, and they're now a man down as well.
And remember, Livingston still lead Aberdeen by 1-0 at Pittodrie. Here is Elliott. Elliott to shoot from distance. It moved in the air, it was low, and bounced again in front of the West Ham goalkeeper Areola, and that does go down as the first shot on target for either side after 20 minutes.
Yeah, he looks the most likely at the moment, Elliott. He's getting to good little pockets, getting his shot away, but there's a comfortable save for Areola there.
20 minutes in, and first effort on target. West Ham yet to create anything of note as Liverpool again deal with Johnson on that far side. It goes back to Kelleher, hits it first time, right-footed, bouncing ball. Mavropanos then ducks underneath it. Nunez was giving chase. Sofal now will bring the ball clear over the halfway line on this near side. Fornell stabs it off to Souček. On the stretch, Bona's done well to control it. Kudos now coming forward onto his left foot, floats it over, but that is, well, I think that's wind assisted because it was looking on course for Ben Rama, and then all of a sudden it really did veer away in like a boomerang out for a throw on that far side. The only trouble is it never came back to Ben Rama.
Yeah, you're right. It definitely was wind assisted, but it was the first time West Ham have got the ball down and played 1 and 2 touch. Good little pass from Souček into Jared Bowen. Have to get him in the game because he looks lively.
Here is Van Dijk. That's the voice of Clinton Morrison on BBC Radio 5 Live, 0-0. Szoboszlai's got a bit of room to run into here for Liverpool. Nunez is up in support with him. Here is Nunez. Tsimikas in close proximity. Nunez back to Szoboszlai. Shoots off target. Controlled it with his right foot. Hit it first time off his left, but it was always going away from goal along the ground. Goal kick, 0-0.
But you see Szoboszlai and Harvey Elliott, they're causing problems, and it is coming down this left-hand side, but Elliott, as I said, is getting into little holes and that. But Szoboszlai's driving from midfield. Endo's the one who's sitting, and they're causing a lot of problems at the moment. But when you're on top, you have to score, Denham.
In his programme notes, Jurgen Klopp was talking about the expectation levels. Didn't necessarily agree with the narrative of some that the draw against Manchester United here at the weekend was a bad result. Of course, it was a result that ended their winning run at Anfield this season, as Elliott has done ever so well to keep the ball in play on that far side. He pulls it back for Jones, and it was just a sighter, really. It was a right-footed curling effort with no real power, and it was a comfortable save for Areola.
Listen, the weekend result, I can understand some people being disappointed, but sometimes you have to give credit to Man United, and Liverpool just had an off day. They still had a lot of shots, and on another day they scored 3 or 4 goals, so I wouldn't be worried. They got a big game this weekend. This is the game everyone's looking forward to against Arsenal.
And it's a game you'll be able to hear on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Don't miss it. Anfield, 5:30, Liverpool against Arsenal. A mouth-watering top-of-the-table clash that'll be brought to you here on 5 Live. But 0-0 here in this League Cup quarter-final. The thing is, before that Manchester United game, until Sunday, they'd won all 11 matches in Anfield, and they'd scored at least 3 goals in 9 of those 11. And it's an unbeaten run that actually stretches back to February, when they lost by 5 goals to 2 against Real Madrid. They've won 17 and drawn 3. They've turned it once again into a fortress in recent seasons. There was that little blip during COVID, of course, without the supporters, where some teams took advantage. But now with the Liverpool crowd back inside Anfield, it is still a hard place to get a result. West Ham at the minute just can't get a foothold in this tie. We're midway through the first half and it's still goalless.
Now you can see all the coaching staff getting up. McGinley, I think Kevin Nolan, I've seen David Moyes a few times. I don't think they want them to play out from the back. I think they want them to get up the pitch, because at the moment they've not been good enough playing out from the back.
So in front of that, well, although it's fully completed now, the Anfield Road end, that extended 2-tiered stand away towards our left, there is still a middle section of the seats that are not being utilised. So we've got the 6,000 West Ham fans filling the entire bottom section. The Liverpool fans are above them, high up away towards our left-hand side. The attendance here for Manchester United that weekend was the biggest in 60 years, just over 57,000. Tonight we're guaranteed the biggest League Cup attendance at Anfield. Elliott, who's been the go-to man so far, onto his right foot, and his cross is deflected behind by Johnson, and Elliott has been at the heart of everything that Liverpool have done so far. Yeah,
he's been really good, Elliott. He's caused a lot of problems on that right-hand side, and listen, it's hard because Gomez is behind him, and Gomez is better as a centre-half, so it's more Elliott doing all of it, but he is causing problems. You're right, Deno.
So Corner kick for Liverpool. Should be an outswinger, Szoboszlai to take it far side the right. West Ham have got every white shirt back in and around the penalty area. It's an outswinger. Souček heads it away. Cushioned down by Jones. Played out by Gomez to Szoboszlai. Takes it on the inside of Johnson. Back towards Endo. Endo gets it out from underneath his feet quickly. First tried to control it off his left, but as a result he's hitting it on the half volley right-footed, and he screwed it off target wide, goalless.
Yeah, he's stretching there. His touch is a bit heavier, and then he's chasing the touch, and as you said, it's on the half volley. It's a difficult skill. Goes over Areola's bar.
Areola plays it out to Sofal, taken high on the chest. Sofal to Souček. Alvarez had to go into that 50-50 with Elliott, and it comes in favour of Szoboszlai with Liverpool. Referee Tim Robinson almost gets in the way. Jones, Tsimikas creates the run for Nunez out wide to the left, enters the penalty area now. Nunez plays it back towards Elliott. Elliott then, his cross is deflected, loops in the air, partially headed away, and then swept further clear by Fornals. Headed back by Quansah. Nunez does well. Gomez tried to slide a ball in towards Gakpo, blocked, and then a heavy touch, as the groans will testify, from Gomez, and it goes out of play for a goal kick. But it's Liverpool making all the running.
Yeah, Liverpool have been dominant. West Ham are not good enough in the midfield area. Alvarez is, but if you're going to try and play out from the back, it's not Souček's game. That's where you miss someone like a Ward-Prowse or a Paquetá this evening.
Areola plays this goal kick, flat ball towards Kudos. He's been in terrific form. 9 goals that he's scored for West Ham, although 8 of those 9 have actually been at the West Ham Stadium. Here is Sofal to Benrahma, just tickles it to Souček, and then Sofal was a little flat-footed. I wouldn't necessarily say that was the best of play from the two checkmates.
Yeah, he's got a bit. Sofal was flat-footed, and Souček's got to play him a better pass. He's been good recently, but for me, he's got to be better on the ball, Deno. When I see how West Ham are trying to progress, he has to be better on the ball.
Tsimikas, it was a throw back towards Kelleher, controlled it off his right foot. Bowen was closing him down. Kelleher did find Gomez. That right side, popped back by Gomez to Elliott, makes himself available, and now reaches Endo with a diagonal ball on the ground, and Endo's got space to run into. Enters the centre circle and is over the halfway line. His diagonal ball now to Gakpo, able to turn, then he slips, quickly back to his feet with those bright yellow boots, still 0-0. Passes the ball out towards Curtis Jones, left-hand side, just up from the byline. Gakpo with his back to goal outside the penalty area. Reverse ball to Elliott. Mavropanos plays it out of defence. It reaches Benrahma, never in full control. Quansah steps forward. Szoboszlai now with the effort. Fine goal! The goal has been coming, and Szoboszlai with a first-time right-footed effort planted in the bottom left-hand corner, and Liverpool lead by 1-0, and that was a beauty.
Yeah, and Charlie Adam will be happy. He wanted him to score some spectacular goals, and he has. It's a great strike, to be fair. It's poor from Benrahma. Benrahma has to get his head up and give it to Jared Bowen. He loses it, and once Szoboszlai wins the ball, it's a great strike right into that far corner, and he's been outstanding this season. What a finish.
Quansah did ever so well just to step out of defence, but Szoboszlai with a measured finish. He knew exactly where he wanted it to go, and he found it. It was absolutely precise and gave Areola at full stretch away to his right-hand side no chance.
It's a great finish. Look at watching that angle. It's a fantastic finish. He just cuts across the ball, and then you see the dip, and the dip beats Areola. You always know when it looks better, but then it hits that side netting, and that's what it did. Fantastic finish.
So Dominik Szoboszlai takes his tally to 4. You think that actually for his time at Leipzig last year, he scored 6 goals last year. He contributed with a further 8 assists. Szoboszlai's got every chance of bettering that tally in the red of Liverpool. But it's a deserved lead for Liverpool, who are 1-0 up. Another goal in the Women's Champions League. Harken against Chelsea, Masfarouki.
Harken a level, a really good header from Calista Larissy after a move forward at pace down the left-hand side. Really quick work by the Swedish side. That their first shot on target as well. Harken 1, Chelsea 1.
Anfield is alive. The Liverpool supporters creating the atmosphere, their team, and the goal has been coming. If you think back that you had 3 efforts from Elliott, One from Szoboszlai, one from Jones before that goal. Aberdeen have equalised incidentally at Pittodrie at home to Livingston in the Scottish Premiership. Aberdeen 1, Livingston 1. Rangers still lead the 10 men of St Johnstone by a goal to nil at Ibrox. But now West Ham United are going to have to show a little bit more ambition.
Yeah, they are. They're going to have to get on the ball and make things happen. And their players out wide, in particular Ben Rama, has to start contributing to the game.
I saw a post on social media from a gentleman called Rob Pritchard the other day. He was talking about West Ham United, that they'd won 30 games in the calendar year of 2023, and only when John Lyall in 1980 had they won more, with 37 in a calendar year. So we know about the success that they've had in European competition, but they were looking to try and carry on that feel-good factor into 2024 with the prospects of a semi-final first leg and the week commencing January the 8th. But as it is, it might just be Chelsea and Fulham who represent the capital. Middlesbrough, of course, the other side. The last berth will be completed tonight, but Liverpool are ahead by a goal to nil. And West Ham are going to have to try and test Kelleher and also have a sustained spell in the game. But at the moment, 30 minutes in, they haven't been able to do that.
No, you're right, Deno. I think David Moyes would be frustrated because they contained Liverpool, and it's a kind of a mistake from Ben Rama, but a fantastic finish from Szoboszlai. But they haven't been good enough when they've been on the ball, Deno. They haven't even challenged it. They've got a lot of young players playing Liverpool. Ain't tested Kelleher, the goalie, yet.
Konsa did well because had it bypassed him and he'd not stepped forward, then Liverpool would have been really exposed with Bowen potentially set away, but Ben Rama couldn't find that. Szoboszlai's downward header, Elliott lifts it off into the penalty area towards Nunez. Here is Curtis Jones, little flick towards Gakpo, able to turn all off his right foot, and then passes the ball out towards Elliott, nicely controlled right hand side of the penalty area. Szoboszlai makes the run in towards the near post and turned behind by Mavropanos. Nobody had gone with Elliott. He's stealing the show tonight, Elliott.
He is. Elliott and Szoboszlai, both of them, they're causing a lot of problems, and West Ham midfielders are not tracking him, and he's getting free runs. And there that you're looking, and I know what Nunez is doing. He's going for the pull-out, but it's a good ball. That's where you want to see him gamble.
Corner kick then to Liverpool, who lead by a goal to nil. 13 minutes to go to half-time. BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Tsimikas to take the corner kick, far side the right. It's an in-swinger over the head of Nunez, almost comes to Van Dijk, lifted back in by Szoboszlai. Areola comes a long way to punch. Cushioned header goes out towards the right from Curtis Jones. He gets it back from Tsimikas, and the pressure from Ben Rama finds Gomez. Every Liverpool player, all in red, is in the West Ham half away towards our left-hand side. They're looking for the second goal to give themselves a little bit of a cushion, as Curtis Jones takes no chances and goes all the way back to Quabeen Kelleher, who is 12 clean sheets in his 30 appearances so far for the understudy to Alisson. Liverpool at a walking pace, just dictating this cup tie.
Yeah, they are, and I think David Moyes will hopefully try and get them in at half-time and maybe try and make a few changes, because they haven't been nowhere near it. At least if you're going to get knocked out by having a goal. They haven't done that at the moment.
Well, they've got Paquetá, they've got Ward-Prowse.
Yeah, they've got options, you're right, then.
A lot of options on the bench for David Moyes, who mentioned in the build-up when I was talking to Tony Lucy and to Connie on 5 Live Drive about this record of his, that he's never won away at Anfield as a manager. In 20 attempts, he's drawn 7 and lost 13. But that familiar sinking feeling once again here tonight. Here's Curtis Jones for Liverpool. Gets away, despite the little tug back by Rama. Alvarez also had a little bit of a nibble at Curtis Jones, but he's held onto the ball well. The referee, Tim Robinson, has played the advantage. Szoboszlai pings it out towards Elliott. Done it ever so well to keep it in play. Looked like it was going to go out for a goal kick, but he accelerated. He was nimble enough and agile enough to actually head it, and as a result of his tenacity, Liverpool actually get a throw down by the corner flag far side. Yeah,
he done ever so well. It's Szoboszlai and Elliott. They're the two that stood out for me in this first half. It's a great little diagonal ball, and Elliott done ever so well. And then Ben Johnson makes the tackle and they get the throw in, as you said, Deno.
It's a throw for Liverpool. He's only 20 years of age, Harvey Elliott, but he's one of those players that he seems to have been around for such a long time.
20? Wow, you are right. He feels like he's way older than that. Mature young player, though, that's what I'd say. Very mature young player.
Saw him become the youngest Premier League player at the time for Fulham against Wolves 4 years ago. That was May 2019. And then I actually saw him make his Liverpool debut at Stadium MK a few months later. And here he is, and he's slowly but surely closing in on 100 appearances for Liverpool, as Van Dijk with a ball over the top towards Gomez. And again, the crowd, the Anfield crowd, with the applause of appreciation for the pass from Van Dijk and the potential move for spotting the run of Gomez.
That was nearly unbelievable, Dano. It was a no-look pass, to be fair, from Virgil van Dijk. Even Jurgen Klopp was clapping, and I even went, oh wow, what a pass.
Tsimikas, he's made a mistake, he's let him Bowen, and then he redeems himself as Bowen was going to shoot from distance because he couldn't go past Quansah. Looked like he was going to try and tee up a left-footed volley from distance, and as he did, he flicked it up himself. It allowed Tsimikas to nip back in, because otherwise that moment, a lapse in concentration, could have let West Ham in. Half-time at Pittodrie, incidentally. Aberdeen 1, Livingston 1. Rangers still lead St Johnstone by a 0-0 at Ibrox, but at the moment that's the only way you can see West Ham coming back into it. A lapse of concentration from Liverpool, because there's nothing to suggest that they're going to pose Liverpool a problem in that final third.
No, you're right, and that's where I feel like...
Elliott looks for the ball over the top. Nunez controls it, waits for it to settle. Szoboszlai makes the run off him. Szoboszlai just beaten to it by a sliding Johnson, who diverts the ball behind for a corner kick. All the threat from Liverpool.
Oh yeah, and it's Elliott and Szoboszlai again. Elliott getting into little holes again, and I keep saying it, but if you're here and you're listening, you will know that he is causing a lot of problems. He doesn't just hug the touchline, he goes into spots where defenders don't want to pick him up. I think he's been outstanding so far.
Harvey Elliott was just wincing a little bit there. Tim Robinson did have a word with him. He's okay to continue. Liverpool still lead by a 0-0. Mo Salah is warming up for Liverpool at the moment. They've got a corner kick, far side the right. Szoboszlai to take it. It's an outswinger. It was aimed towards Gakpo, headed out by Alvarez. Referee has given a free kick because of the foul by Endo.
Why don't you play on then? Liverpool, West Ham are 4-3 there, so why don't you play on there? Anyway, he's doing a good job at the moment, Tim Robinson. I don't want to have a go at him, because that's just not me, Deno. I've changed.
You've changed, have you?
Yeah, only until 2024, please, God.
And how will you then be in 2024? Or have you only changed until then?
I've only changed until then.
You're going to revert?
I'm going to revert.
Normally it's the other way around.
I know it is.
The New Year's resolution, you make your change and then you revert. So I can't keep saying I'm going to lose weight.
You have lost. You have. You're looking very trim. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. All of a sudden now you resemble Pinocchio. If we did a Christmas panto on 5 Live, you would have the role of Pinocchio, because I know you lie. Anyway, back towards Areola. 7 minutes to go to half-time. Liverpool still lead by a 0-0. David Moyes has got to try and come up with something at the moment for this West Ham United side, because they haven't really laid a glove on Liverpool in this first half. Here is Nunez looking to end his longest drought in his Liverpool career, 10 before today without a goal. Little flick by Elliott, he's enjoying himself. Jones now has it, Tsimikas on the overlap. Jones went for the shot, charged down by Fornals, last touch off Jones. That'll be a goal kick. But you can see the confidence that Liverpool are playing with.
Yeah, in particular young Elliott, he's been outstanding. Little flick there to Curtis Jones. Jones has got a roll in Tsimikas though. He makes a great run outside him. I don't think it was there to bend it past Areola.
Incidentally, Liverpool's next goal will be their 500th goal in this competition. They are the most successful club in the history of the League Cup. 9 wins, no side has won it more. They're looking for what would be to extend their record into a 19th semi-final. They're leading by a 0-0. 499 goals in the competition, and that one was scored by Szoboszlai just before the half hour. We've got 6 minutes to go to half time. They're attacking now, and it's Gomez who went for the swinger and he sliced it. Now that would have been a collector's item. He's never scored in his entire career, and it showed as...
I was just about to say that. It definitely showed with that technique on the left foot. But he done well to win it back, then.
It was a sliced effort. Liverpool are back in possession. We'll go back to Ibrox. Jane Lewis.
It's half-time here. Rangers 1, St Johnstone 0. Cyril Dessers giving Rangers the lead in this one. There was a long ball over the top. St Johnstone tried to clear the danger, but Ofaluna could only head the ball into the path of Cyril Dessers, who slotted home to make it 1-0. On 32 minutes, St Johnstone's, well, their cause was made even more tricky. They were reduced to 10 men. Jayasima, first of all, given a yellow card for a one-footed lunge on John Lundstrom, but after a call to the VAR monitor, that was upgraded to a red card. Rangers have had 70% possession in this one. They are completely in control. Dessers could have had more, but from a couple of fine saves from Dimitar Mitrov in the St Johnstone goal. But at half-time, they are in the driving seat. They lead this one by a 1-0.
We've got 5 minutes to go to half-time. Liverpool still lead by a 1-0. West Ham United supporters haven't had a great deal to cheer about so far. Tsimikas, his header goes back. Van Dijk heads it forward. Szoboszlai back towards Van Dijk and rolls it all the way back towards Kelleher. They have got a level of control that the only probably concern for Jurgen Klopp would be is that they haven't been able to extend their lead. That would be his only negative out of this first half performance so far.
Yeah, definitely, because they've dominated. As I said, Kelleher hasn't had a save to make, but it's been all Liverpool, and they've created numerous chances, and he'd be disappointed if they don't go in 2-0 up. But if they go in 1-0 up, they'll still be happy.
You would think at some time that West Ham United will have a period in the game where they're going to create a chance.
Oh, definitely. In football, you've been in it for many years, and I've seen games like this where you do have a spell, and that's where you've got to be ruthless and take your chances.
Johnson on the far side, the left back just plays the ball forward towards Ben Rama, but the hunger of the Liverpool players as he keeps it in play on that far side, the left for West Ham, who are all in white, playing from left to right. He turns and he's surrounded by 3 red shirts. It looks like it's that light rain has stopped, still a little bit blowy though, as Souček to Sofal. Kudos has been quiet, but he is a danger, being checked there by Curtis Jones, and he's overhit that diagonal ball 10 yards in, midway through the Liverpool half of his left foot. Out of play, it goes in front of the Kop for a goal kick. 3 minutes to the break.
You're spot on. He has been quiet, and he's looked really frustrated on that right hand side. And usually you see he's bubbly, you know, and he looks frustrated. His shoulders are slumped. So as I said, David Moyes, does he make changes at half time? I'm not saying take off Kudos, because he's one of their best players, and he's one who can get you a goal.
Well, we mentioned the 2 games at the weekend, and of course we'll be here at Anfield for Liverpool against Arsenal, second in the table against the league leaders, separated by just a point. Commentary from 5:30, but West Ham United do have that earlier kick-off on Saturday. They're in action at 12:30. That might well have been in David Moyes' thinking when he made the 6 changes, as Kwanzaa strides forward, slips but still able to get the ball out towards Tsimikas, lifts it over the head of Kudos, puts his head down bravely to the boot of the Ghanaian, sees it back towards Van Dijk. And Van Dijk actually applauds Tsimikas, having an extended run in the side, of course, with Robertson's injury. As I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles is being sung by that loyal support from West Ham United. Kelleher to Van Dijk. 2 minutes remain in this first half, and there hasn't really been much stoppage time either, so I can't necessarily see Tim Robinson having much added on time at all, as Liverpool will build again. Far side the right, Gomez is forward, Elliott almost picked out Nunez, who's now got into that central area, so only Tsimikas is providing the width. Nunez is playing on the shoulder of Mavropanos. Gakpo's gone up with Ogbonna on the right. Now it's with Endo. Van Dijk strides forward, left of the centre circle. Liverpool still lead, but it's a slender lead by a 1-0. 90 seconds remain in this first half. Billy McKinlay and David Moyes in that technical area getting the instructions across to the West Ham players, as Szoboszlai able to turn, no pressure, feeds it to Gomez, far side, along the ground, Gakpo. A number of players are struggling with their footing actually.
Yeah. In particular Gakpo, you're wondering if he's wearing molds or not studs.
Here is Endo. Curtis Jones chips it into the penalty area over the head of Nunez and patted down and caught by Alphonse Areola as he looks for the early release towards Kudos, but they're just not keeping the ball, West Ham.
No, I think see McKinley throw his head back because you've been under pressure. Relax, Areola. It's only a minute to go till half-time. Just relax and keep the ball.
Curtis Jones to Gomez. Gomez runs forward, pushes it to the feet of Elliott. Gomez powers on. Elliott now with a cross. Gakpo with a header, just wide. He climbed so early, and his downward header 7 yards out, dropped just in front of the left-hand post of the keeper of Areola, and it went wide, and Liverpool again close to a second goal.
Yeah, good play again. Gomez driving forward, playing it to Elliott. Great little ball. You know what, Gakpo, he rises, he times it. The only thing missing is it's not in the back of the net. Everything else right. It's a superb header. He's so unlucky it goes wide of the post.
Jurgen Klopp again, and not for the first time, applauds above his head, as there will be a minimum of 1 minute added on time here at Anfield. This League Cup quarter-final live on 5 Live. Liverpool 1, West Ham United 0, and West Ham United are fortunate that they're only 1 behind. Meanwhile, Benrahma comes forward, challenged then by Quansah, tries to shepherd him away out of the penalty area. Johnson joins the attack. Block comes in from Szoboszlai. Mavropanos isn't able to control it. Under pressure and closed down again by Szoboszlai. Liverpool have been superior in every department.
No, they have, to be fair. Even there, you're thinking, you know what Liverpool do? They close in their numbers. When they lose the ball, everyone goes. It's not just one. There's 2, there's 3, there's 4 closing down. They're not giving any West Ham players any time on the ball.
Benrahma not exactly racing back as it reaches Elliott. But there is the half-time whistle, and David Moyes is quick to take off his beanie hat and get down that tunnel to wait for his players. He needs to inspire them because they have been very much second best here in this first half at Anfield, where Liverpool lead by a goal to 0. They've created a host of chances, but it was Szoboszlai with a fine effort just before the half hour that separates the two sides. Clinton Morrison.
Yeah, and Liverpool thoroughly deserve it. They've been the better team in this first half. They're probably disappointed it's not 2-0, 2 or 3, because they have created the chances. But yeah, Harvey Elliott and Szoboszlai have been the 2 outstanding players for me in this first half.
So Liverpool 1, West Ham United 0. Steve.
So comfortable, Clinton, isn't it?
Oh, it's so easy. You're looking at it across it and you're thinking, are West Ham going to make any changes? But even their intensity of closing down, but Liverpool have been comfortable. Liverpool's intensity when they lose the ball closing down, excellent. West Ham can't get out. You don't know what they want to do. They want to play out from the back. They want to go from back to front. Everyone, the coaching staff look frustrated and the players look like they're frustrated as well.
I know, Charlie Adam, it's dead easy to say, oh, you know, are they going to show some ambition and that kind of thing? But they're at Anfield and it's difficult, and I get all that. They've been pretty passive though, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. There is times where, you know, when you're doing in a low block that you've got to get to a certain point where you have to engage and you have to allow, you know, your team to get up the pitch and you have to get close to people. And at the moment, they've not done that. And again, I said before the game, I'd like to see Szoboszlai, you know, have plenty of shots, and it's been Harvey Elliott's had all the shots until he popped up and scored that goal. But again, it's you know, a better West Ham second half. They have to come and put pressure on Liverpool at some point. They can't just allow them to waltz past them or, you know, allow shots from the edge. But you're going to have to put your body on the line at times as well.
Clinton, I'm not going to compare Szoboszlai to other Liverpool number 8s of old, but he does strike a football absolutely beautifully.
Well, that's why Charlie was saying he wants him to score more goals from outside the box, because he does strike it, and that strike was fantastic. The finish, Areola, he's that side, but the power and the pace of the shot is outstanding. It goes right into that side net. It's a fantastic finish, and he's been brilliant. He looks like he's just playing in the playground, having fun. It's been so easy for him and Harvey Elliott, but the strike was fantastic. What a finish! I know Charlie Adams proud of that one for sure.
Yeah, listen, it was a wonderful strike. But again, can people get out closer? Can they go and get tighter to him? They've had plenty of warnings with Harvey Elliott, and they know. Listen, you know, you do your homework before the match, and you do your presentation. You know that he likes to shoot from the outside the box. So, you know, Everton, West Ham have to get people closer if they know that he's getting on the ball.
You work with lots of young players, and you obviously do loans at Burnley, Charlie. How rare is a player, not just the talent of Harvey Elliott, because obviously it's rare talent, but the way he plays the game, that sort of low centre of gravity, the skill, the speed that he works at?
Listen, very difficult to mark, because he likes to go both ways. strength of character. They had a horrendous injury, didn't he, when he was at Blackburn and coming back with with a broken leg, and what he's come through, and as a person, you know that when things are not going, he's going to dig in deep because he's been through that tough time. He's in a good moment, he's getting his opportunity, and he has to show in games like this or the Europa League, when needed to come into the Premier League, that he's ready. And I just think he's a wonderful talent, but again, he can go both ways. And what I like about him is that, even though he is young, he's got personality in a Liverpool team that wants to make things happen, and he's not afraid to make a mistake.
Charlie, Clinton, Ian, thank you all very much. Liverpool 1, West Ham 0, half-time at Anfield. Second half commentary on the way, of course. It's also half-time in the Women's Champions League, that game between Häcken of Sweden and Chelsea. Maz Fariki.
One in Gothenburg as well, Steve. The Swedish side took a little bit of time to get into the game, but their equaliser was a great finish. A header at the left-hand post from Clarissa Larissi after a good cross from the left. That was Häcken's first effort on target as well. Earlier on in the half, Sam Kerr had put Chelsea ahead, scoring her 5th in Europe. That a finish into the roof of the net after Writing Canrid, a former Häcken player, made a mazy run into the area. Lauren James has had a shot tipped over the crossbar as well. Häcken have hit the crossbar at the other end too. Ingle forcing good save in the 45th minute as well. Chelsea with some good work going forward late on in the first half. As it stands though, Häcken remain top of the group with Chelsea behind them in second. 1-1 at the break in Gothenburg.
Rangers lead St Johnstone by a goal to 0 at half-time in Scotland. That would take them 2 points behind Celtic with a game in hand. The other game is still Aberdeen 1, bottom of the table, Livingston 1. We are going to talk Turkish football shortly and hear the latest, the problems that they've been having over there in the last 48 hours with another game having to be halted and in this case cancelled. And we'll hear from Europe's victorious Ryder Cup captain. A little treat for you as well. Luke Donald is on the way after the latest news on 5 Live with Carl Hartley.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Thanks, Steve. 2 teenagers have been told to expect life sentences after being found guilty of murdering 16-year-old Brianna G in a park near Warrington. She was stabbed 28 times after being lured there by her attackers. Detective Inspector Nigel Parr is from Cheshire Police.
Brianna was a teenager whose whole life was ahead of her. She went out on that Saturday thinking she was going to meet a friend. The fact that she suffered with anxiety and was vulnerable was something which both defendants preyed upon. Brianna trusted the female defendant. She was betrayed by someone she called her friend.
The UK government says Ireland's legal challenge against its Troubles Legacy Act is unnecessary. It became law in September despite opposition from Dublin and all Northern Ireland's main political parties. Critics argue it offers immunity and removes access to justice. The Office for National Statistics says falling fuel prices are the main reason for a bigger than expected drop in UK inflation. The rate last month was 3.9%, down from 4.6% in the year to October. City analysts believe the data may lead the Bank of England to cut interest rates sooner than expected. The US Secretary of State says America will continue to try to resolve outstanding issues on a new UN resolution on Gaza. A vote by the Security Council on a ceasefire has been delayed again, while text is being reviewed to try to avoid a veto by the US. Speaking in Washington, Anthony Blinken said it's important aid reaches the territory.
The purpose of the resolution, as stated by the countries that put it forward, is to facilitate and help expand humanitarian assistance that's getting into Gaza, and we fully support that.
And the British Medical Association says in order for the junior doctors' strike to be called off, the government needs to make an offer that recognises and values its members. The 3-day walkout began this morning. A further 6 days of strikes are planned for January.
On BBC iPlayer.
Who are you?
Health and Safety, Gin and Tonic Division.
What's your name? Ruby Sunday.
Hold on tight.
There are creatures.
Oh, yeah? Goblins. They're goblins.
Okay.
Merry Christmas.
I can't believe a single thing that's happening.
Time travelers are great. Like the best. Like, wow.
Who are you?
I'm the Doctor.
Doctor Who. Christmas Day on BBC iPlayer.
So it is Liverpool 1, West Ham 0, half-time in the last of the League Cup quarter-finals. Rangers still leading by a 0-0 in the Scottish Premiership over St Johnstone. Aberdeen 1, Livingston 1. Now, Halil Umut-Meleh, the referee who was punched by the president of Ankara-Gücü, Faruk Koçer, has spoken publicly for the first time since the incident, saying he will not forgive Koçer for his actions. He also talked about being kicked on the floor during the incident, saying it is something he will never forget. Meanwhile, the president of Istanbulspor led his team off the pitch during another controversial match last night. Emre Temel from the BBC's Turkish service can tell us more on both. Firstly, the incident with the referee.
Halil Umut-Meleh broke silence on attacks towards him and slammed Ankara-Gücü manager Emre Belezoğlu. He accused Emre Belezoğlu of provoking the incident. He also claimed that Emre Belezoğlu has enmity towards him and still did not apologize for the incident. Emre Belezoğlu immediately responded and denied Halil Umut-Meleh's remarks by saying that he offered sincere apologies multiple times. If I remember correctly, I apologized 3-4 times. I apologize both on the field and at the corridors. There has been no personal hatred, hostility between us, he said. Emre Belezoğlu also said he tried to call Halil Umut-Meleh a couple of days later, but he didn't take any response. Ankara-Gücü released a security camera footage leading to the locker room after the match, capturing the moment when Emre Belezoğlu approached Halil Umut-Meleh, offering a hug and engaging in conversation. On the other hand, Halil Umut-Meleh says he still dreams of whistling at a World Cup final, but he is not psychologically ready to manage Fenerbahçe-Galatasaray Turkish Super Cup game due to be played in Saudi capital Riyadh on December the 30th. Both teams will play on Sunday in Istanbul for the Turkish Super League game as well, and Turkish Football Federation has not announced the referee of this game yet.
And that'll be a name very familiar to listeners, I think. Emre Belezoğlu, the head coach of Ankara-Gücü, because he played in the Premier League for Newcastle United and famously, of course, for the Turkish national team. Now, Turkish football was suspended after that. It came back last night, and then we had more controversy.
Yes, Turkish football was plunged in further crisis last night after Istanbulspor walked off the pitch in protest at a refereeing decision in its Super League game against Trabzonspor. And Istanbulspor president Ecmel Faik Sarıyalioğlu told the team to withdraw from the pitch, and the game was stopped in the 74th minute. The controversy was sparked when Trabzonspor went ahead 2-1. However, Istanbulspor players had earlier claimed that they should have a penalty following a clash, and there was a foul before Trabzonspor goal, but VAR check did not change the result. And Istanbulspor president commanded his players to leave the field in protest. And Istanbulspor president held a press conference earlier today. He criticized both Turkish Football Federation and the referees associations. He said he completely trusts in them and he is ready to accept any decision. And he hinted that Turkish Football Federation president and the board members should resign. We still don't know the decision of Turkish Football Federation regarding the game. Possibly Trabzonspor would win the game 3-0 and 3 points will be deducted from Istanbulspor. And Istanbulspor president said his team will play his next Turkish League game against Sivasspor on Saturday.
I remember after Halil Umut-Meleh was punched, that the headlines in the Turkish press read things like Turkey's Day of Shame. So after this latest incident, what are they saying? 'Cause this is a real mess, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a complete mess. And everyone is asking the same question: how on earth we will see the end of this season? Turkish Football Federation says it is taking necessary precautions, and the referees say they will take part at the games, but both on the club level and the fan level, trust towards the federation and the referees seems to hit rock bottom right now.
That's Emre Temel from the BBC's Turkish service. And even since speaking to Emre a little bit earlier tonight, there's been another incident this evening. Security had to provide a protective ring, a shield, if you like, around the referee Zubaj Kushuk after he sent off the Fenerbahce midfielder Fred late in their game this evening. They were beaten In fact, they won by 4-3 against Kayseri. So another incident happening there in Turkey this evening. Loads of programmes and podcasts to listen out to on 5 Live and BBC Sounds over the Christmas period. We'll look back on the Women's World Cup, the Formula 1 season, and those 2 massive golf events in September when Europe triumphed in both the Ryder and Solheim Cups. We'll hear in depth from the Solheim Cup captain, Suzanne Patterson, and the Ryder Cup captain, Luke Donald.
I get a little choked up just thinking about it now, to be honest. I think it was just the whole build-up, obviously the situation that got me into the captaincy, the 14 months of preparation. I think it was the greatest moment in my professional career because you are really serving others. It's about an opportunity to give these 12 guys the best opportunity for success. And you put a lot of time, you put a lot of effort into it. Ryder Cups have meant so much. I've had so many great experiences as players, a couple of times as vice captains, but this was different. I poured a lot of energy, a lot of hard work into it. And to see it kind of paid off. It was such a long build-up, and I think eventually some of that emotion had to come out, and you saw it there on the 18th green.
That's Luke Donald. Loads to enjoy from both of those events. You can download both programmes right now via BBC Sounds. They are on the 5 Live Sport All About feed. These the sounds of Anfield. Liverpool leading West Ham by 1-0 half-time in the last of the League Cup quarter-finals. Second half commentary with Clinton Morrison and Ian Dennis.
Thank you, Steve. Well, the awful weather has returned, the wind and the swirling rain, but Liverpool are out early, and Jurgen Klopp has not made any changes. So Kelleher is in goal, Gomez, Kwanzaa, Van Dijk and Tsimikas, Szoboszlai, Endo and Jones, Gakpo, Nunez and Elliott is the Liverpool side. West Ham United yet to have a shot on target, in fact yet to have a shot at all. So they've got to have more of a go in this second half.
Things can only get better. They've got to have a go. We're seeing them come out now, and I don't look like they're making any changes at the moment. So I think David Moyes will give it another 15 minutes, and they'll probably make changes. I know he's definitely got an eye on the weekend's game, but they've been nowhere near good enough. It's a cup game. Let's go. You might as well go have a right goal. No extra time, as you said. Straight to penalties. Have a goal.
Yeah. Well, you're right, there have been no changes made, so they line up with Areola in goal. Sofal, Mavropanos, Ogbonna and Johnson is the West Ham United defence. Souček, Alvarez, Fornals, Kudus, Benrahma and Jared Bowen. As our referee, Tim Robinson gets us back underway.
I was going to copy you and say that as well. His name is Tim Bowen, but it's not. It's Tim Robinson.
Yeah, we've got Jared Robinson and Tim Bowen. Anyway, back underway. Liverpool in all red, so they're defending the Anfield Road end. They're attacking the Kop. They're playing from left to right. West Ham are in all white, attacking the Anfield Road end, where their 6,000 travelling supporters will be hoping to at least see Kelleher tested as they look for an equaliser after Szoboszlai's goal separates the two sides. That was scored just before the half hour. Elliott's really caught the eye, picks up already, and spreads play out towards Nunez, who again is drifting out towards that left. Tsimikas is also there. Curtis Jones stops and then darts forward as he sees an area of space. Nunez, Tsimikas available on the overlap. Nunez, though, waits, plays it back to Endo. Endo now finds Tsimikas, who stayed out wide on that left. Back now towards Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones shoots, strikes Souček and rebounds behind. And Liverpool, it would seem, in these opening 60 seconds, have carried on where they left off.
Yeah, you're right, Denham.
And they've taken the corner short. And they've played it to the left. And Endo plays it back out towards Tsimikas. And now it's with Van Dijk. Szoboszlai coming from deep. Closed down by Bowen. Elliott just stabbed it, really. That was caught in two minds, almost gave it away. Liverpool, though, have retained possession. Szoboszlai's cross takes a deflection, and that actually took it away from Gakpo. The deflection just took it a little bit further in the air, as Gakpo again was already climbing, and it's turned behind for a corner kick.
Yeah, it did. It took a deflection, and it turned out into be but it was good defending. But Benrahma has to win the tackle on Gomez there. Was nowhere near strong enough. He pulled out of it.
Corner kick for Liverpool in front of the Kop, leading by 1-0. BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Tsimikas with the outswinger. Souček heads it. Kept in play, though, by a leaping Tsimikas, who now flights this ball over. headed by Mavropanos as he attacks it with his head. Back it goes to Johnson, a little bit off balance. It strikes his head and goes out of play for a Liverpool throw, which they take very, very quickly. And already Paquetá, I think, and Ward-Prowse have been told to warm up, but Paquetá is actually stripped and ready for action. His tracksuit bottoms and his top have come off. He's actually just going to put the green bib over that white number 10 shirt now, but Paquetá will be coming on very, very soon. West Ham have to improve after an insipid first half performance. 3 minutes into the second half, Liverpool with Endo. Nunez able to turn inside the penalty area, holds onto the ball, good footwork. Nunez with the effort and turn behind, two-handed by Areola. Excellent play by Nunez.
Yeah, and you can see these fans appreciate him. It's a great little drag back, and he gets his shot away with his weak left foot. Good save from Areola, but that's what you want to see more of from Nunez.
Corner kick again for Liverpool. Already they're second in the opening 3 minutes of the second half. Tsimikas, another outswinger. Mavropanos heads it away. Gomez, midway through the West Ham half, plays it out towards Szoboszlai. Gets it out in front of him, sends over the cross. It was an angled cross that Quansah was actually on his toes, and the central defender heads it away, and it's well off target for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's a great ball again in from Szoboszlai. And you're thinking, with Liverpool game on the weekend, 3 players that you didn't think would be warming up are warming up. Konate, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Mo Salah. So they might want a bit of the action as well, Deno.
Yeah, Arsenal come here at 5:30, top of the table clash. And that's after we've brought you Tottenham against Everton with 5 Live Sport from midday with Mark Chapman this coming Saturday. Gomez is powering forward from right back. His little touch towards Elliott just shows too much towards Johnson. The West Ham left back is able to turn, but Nunez wins it back to Szoboszlai. Liverpool have just had a greater hunger.
Yeah.
Here is Curtis Jones. Jones with the shots, and he's pulled it wide left-footed. Well, we must be approaching at least half a dozen efforts that have been off target.
Yeah, definitely. And you're right, that's the word, hunger. Liverpool have had more hunger and more desire than West Ham. West Ham are slow, even when Alvarez gets the ball there. It's Nunez that is closing him down, comes from that left-hand side, showed much more hunger and desire so far.
Paquetá continues to limber up. Ward-Prowse is the other West Ham United substitute, but we do have Alexander-Arnold and Salah also limbering up in these wet conditions. As the swirling rain, you can visibly see up the floodlights on top of the Sir Kenny Dalglish stand on that far side. 5 minutes into the second half. No other goals elsewhere to tell you about. Aberdeen 1, Livingston 1 in the Scottish Premiership. Rangers still leading against St Johnstone by a 1-0 as they look to close the gap to 2 points on Celtic and still have a game in hand, and Harkin 1, Chelsea 1 in the Women's Champions League as Tsimikas wins that ball in his left back roll. It will be, I was going to say, a Liverpool throw.
It should have been a Liverpool throw. You're right, Deno.
Szoboszlai's picked it up already.
We're 5,000 yards away, and he's literally 2 yards away, and he can't see that, the linesman. You were right.
It will be a West Ham throw, though, as the rain seems to intensify in these very, very windy conditions. Liverpool have got every red shirt back inside the penalty area. That looked like a foul throw as well from Sofal. Comes back towards the Czech international. And now the cross is played over. Little touch off the head of Johnson. Makes it run through towards Benrahma. Benrahma plays it down the line. Johnson loses out towards Endo. Good covering by the Japanese international. Ooh, sliding in was Alvarez. He's caught Elliott. Referee Tim Robinson will call Alvarez towards him. And I mean, he's picked up a number of yellow cards this season already. But the referee Tim Robinson is taking his time before he decides what action to take against the Mexican international. It'll just be a yellow card. So Alvarez is booked. And Elliott is back on his feet and is smiling. 7 minutes into the second half, Liverpool take the free kick. It's as comfortable as you could wish to see it in a 1-0 lead for any team.
Yes, definitely.
But because of the nature of the scoreline, Jurgen Klopp will not be complacent. as Gomez looks for the run of Szoboszlai, tries to thread it through, block, comes back towards Szoboszlai, looks for the run of Jones, clattered clear by Mavropanos, and then taken on the half turn by Van Dijk with consummate ease, as it's stroked then back to Jarell Quansah, this 20-year-old defender. As now Elliott runs forward and runs at pace inside towards Szoboszlai, the goal scorer. There's a little turn, tries to roll away from Souček. He stops the move. West Ham United now with Johnson coming forward, but Liverpool will press early. Johnson though makes the run, gets away from two red shirts. Brilliant. Good ball towards Bowen, makes the run in behind Quansah, enters the penalty area, looks for Fornals. Excellent tracking back by Tsimikas. Fornals was waiting for the ball just to drop. He applauds the ball from Bowen, and Tsimikas slides it behind for a corner kick with the intervention.
It's brilliant from Ben Johnson in his own half. He drives up and the ball's brilliant to Bowen, and the ball in's outstanding, but great defending from Tsimikas. But that's what you want to see, better from West Ham, but good defending.
Well, that was by far the best moment for a West Ham United side that are yet to have a shot on target as they trail by 1-0. No extra time, should it be level, would go straight to a penalty shootout. League Cup quarter-final live on 5 Live. Corner kick, far side the right, and it goes to the near post, headed out by Gakpo. Jones couldn't control it on the edge of his penalty area. So foul finds Johnson inside the centre circle. Johnson looks for the ball over the top. Offside though against Benrahma. Looking down the line as well, in front of the main stand, the assistant referee on that far side in front of the Sekeli Dalglish stands. He's got all the line to look across, and still the Algerian international triggers the offside trap. Aberdeen are in front now. They were behind, but have come from behind, and they lead bottom of the table Livingston by 2-1 at Pittodrie. Rangers are still 1-0 up against the 10 men of St Johnstone at Ibrox, as Gomez collects this ball midway through his own half, almost comes to a standstill, back towards Kelleher, closed down by Bowen, clears it away towards Nunez, waits for the ball to bounce, leaps into the challenge with Ogbonna. Ogbonna tumbles, Elliott picks up the loose ball, keeps it in play, sends over a cross, rides up the body of Johnson, who then volleys it away, only as far as Endo, lays it out towards Szoboszlai. 10 minutes into the second half, Liverpool still lead. This is Quansah, finds Van Dijk, a stationary Van Dijk inside the centre circle, who now enters West Ham United territory. Tsimikas far side. Gakpo coming in from the left towards Jones, holds onto the ball, drifts back out towards the left. Nunez comes forward, shoots, strikes Gakpo, rebounds towards Tsimikas, just in from the touchline. Jones now waits. Liverpool almost toying with West Ham United. Remember that FA Cup semi-final when West Ham United got an absolute pummelling at Villa Park by Nottingham Forest, and the West Ham fans just sang and chanted throughout the whole afternoon. I'll never forget that, as Liverpool get the ball in towards Jones, and Jones scores from the acutest of angles. He slots it in past Areola, and the most successful club in the history of the League Cup have just registered their 500th goal in the competition, and might well be a route through to the last 4-2. 2-0.
Yeah, it's good play again. It's a great ball. It's a great run from Jones, but I must say, it's poor goalkeeping there now. As Areola, you can't be beaten there on your near post. It might go through his legs, but everything should be closed there. You can't be beaten on your near post. No chance. Ogbonna's looking at his goalkeeper. Really poor. But 2-0, and I'm going to say game over.
Nobody had tracked the run of Jones. And as you say, Areola surely has to do better. He did have a look, he went for goal right through the legs of Areola. And if West Ham United were thinking of a change of Paquetá and Ward-Prowse, if they are to sum them up some sort of effort, then they've got to make the change now, surely, because they're 2-0 down.
Yeah, they have made it. While the goal was going in, Paquetá was on, and Benrahma was going off, mate.
So Paquetá is on. But Liverpool are leading by 2-0, because at the minute, and we were just praising the West Ham supporters as well for that surrender that their team put in, but the West Ham fans were just loyal until the very end. It's an endearing memory of mine as a youngster growing up, and here they've travelled in numbers and they expect to see better. So Benrahma is off, Paquetá is on, but Liverpool are en route to the last 4. There's been a goal in the Women's Champions League. Mas Faruqi.
Chelsea back in front. Erin Cuthbert with the left-footed strike when Hacken could only get the ball partially clear. Chelsea able to find her in the area. Just before that, though, Hacken hit the frame of the goal again. Avantgarde again. Remember, she hit the crossbar in the first half as well. But Chelsea ahead again. Hacken 1, Chelsea 2.
Thank you, Maz. Liverpool charging forward. Jones has just got their second goal to Nunez. Nunez inside left channel of the penalty area. Everybody would love Nunez on the score sheet today. Back towards Jones outside the area, right-footed, couldn't keep it down. And Liverpool now are going to make a change.
They don't make it any easier. The 3 that are coming on of Deno.
You've got Konate, Alexander-Arnold and Mo Salah. So if you were thinking of Liverpool keeping players fresh for the top of the table clash against Arsenal, Jurgen Klopp is he's wanting to press home their advantage even more.
Yeah, and he's probably thinking, I need to give them minutes, for the weekend, and that's what he's doing.
I mean, you would think that Van Dijk would probably come off for Konate.
Yeah.
As the ball is picked up by Kudus towards Bowen, 2-0 down. Bowen tries to roll it into the path of Paquetá, cleared away. West Ham with no foul on the Czech Republic right back. Nunez is actually on defensive duties, and then the referee gives the free kick for Liverpool, despite Nunez winning the ball and trying to set off a counter-attack.
Yeah, I think the linesman gets it. It's a foul from Nunez on Soufal, and the referee doesn't give it. So I can understand why the West Ham fans in that corner are frustrated.
Well, he made the 6 changes, did Jurgen Klopp. Endo's going to be coming off. So Alexander-Arnold will come on for Endo. So he'll then play midfield.
Yeah, you're right, Deno.
More importantly, Endo's avoided a yellow card that could potentially have ruled him out for the semi-final first leg. The yellow cards actually get wiped after the quarter-finals. He's getting a lovely ovation, is Endo. We're then going to have Mo Salah coming on for Szoboszlai.
Van Dijk's number already came up then of Van Dijk. Yeah.
And then Van Dijk coming off. So Szoboszlai again and Van Dijk with Liverpool very much in mind. They've had a run out for an hour. Liverpool are 2 goals to the good, and all is well with the world for Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, he can rest some of the big players. Them 3 might play on the weekend. Definitely Szoboszlai and Van Dijk. But Endo, he's done well again, and he's done well last game as well. So it's just minutes, and Salah will be licking his lips thinking there's goals in this game for me.
Mo Salah, who 200 goals that he recently reached that landmark. As he is on, Liverpool have made the triple substitution, and for what will be a record attendance for a League Cup tie at Anfield that will beat the previous record of just over 53,000 against Tottenham in 2016. The majority inside this impressive stadium are very, very content as their side lead by 2-0. BBC Radio 5 Live. Gomez waits to take a throw, level with the penalty area to Elliott. Short diagonal ball to Salah. Gomez, triangular passing patterns between the Liverpool players as Alexander-Arnold, who will relish this midfield role. Now Tsimikas comes forward, left corner of the area. It's a buoyant Anfield at the moment if you're a Liverpool fan. Alexander-Arnold to Elliott. Konate, back it goes towards Kelleher. Bouncing ball, he's outside his penalty area, and now he finds Quansah, who can just stride forward. Hansen-esque bringing the ball out of defence there. Gakpo able to turn. Salah, runners off the ball aplenty. One of them is Elliott, saved by the legs of Areola. Behind for a corner kick, Liverpool 2-0.
It's probably only mistake he's made this evening, Elliott. It's great play from Quansah. He drives out and plays it a good ball into Gakpo. He plays it to Salah. Salah, good ball. Elliott maybe could cut it back, and Nunez has a tap in, but brilliant football from Liverpool.
So Alexander-Arnold is going to take the corner kick on this near side to right. West Ham United have every white shirt back in these windy and wet conditions, defending the Kop inside their own penalty area. Referee's blown his whistle as it comes in. Has to be retaken. It spotted something at Tim Robinson. It was between Konate and Alvarez. Alexander-Arnold readjusts the ball, places it down once again inside the quadrant. He waits. Left arm goes aloft, right-footed in towards the near post, headed out by Johnson, lays a little flick by Elliott. Tsimikas tries to stab it away from Sofal, the West Ham right-back, gives it away straight towards Nunez. Nunez coming forward, Nunez in field, bypasses Konate, reaches Alexander-Arnold. His shot could easily have been touched goalwards by Gerald Quansah, who was up there from the back. Didn't make a meaningful connection, went through the crowd of players and continued on its diagonal direction and out for a goal kick.
Yeah, you're right. Alexander-Arnold, it's Quansah that misses it. Nunez was offside at the back post, but Quansah, good opportunity.
Let's get an update from Ibrox, Jane Lewis.
Rangers 1, St Johnstone 0. Rangers are knocking at the door as they look to take advantage of St Johnstone, of course, being that man down, knocking at the door. But for Dimitar Mitov, he has pulled off a string of brilliant saves. He's kept out Dessers, he's kept out Lammers as well, and Rangers are going looking for this goal that would make it far more comfortable for them. Remember, if they carry on like this, if they seal the win here, they will reduce the points to just 2 points at the top of the Scottish Premiership. Right now it's looking good. They would like that other goal though, just to make it a bit more comfy, but Mitov is keeping them all at bay. It's 1-0 to Rangers here.
Tsimikas forward on that left hand side. Tsimikas runs forward, gets away from the challenge of Bowen, and Tsimikas plays it back. Now it's Nunez, 6 yards in from the in the touchline. Curtis Jones ran forward back towards Nunez, left hand side of the box, enters the penalty area now and then overruns it. He looks for a corner kick and he gets it. Incidentally, if it's all going well for Rangers in the blue corner and it's all going well for Liverpool in the red corner,
I like that.
It's a tidy reminder that 5 Live's boxing coverage will be live from Saudi Arabia at 9 o'clock. Anthony Joshua, of course, in action. The 5 Live boxing podcast available every day with Steve Bunce and the team out in Saudi Arabia. Liverpool have a corner kick. Tsimikas, outswinger from the left. Bouncing ball, rides up the body of Fornals. Hooks it clear, high and away. 65 minutes in. Bouncing ball offside. Still yet to have a shot on target, West Ham United.
And the way it's going, I don't think they will have one.
In fact, still yet to have a shot.
Oh, wow. Like, you can't complete the whole game without having a shot. Surely you got to test the goalkeeper, because they haven't been nowhere near good enough. I'm surprised David Moyes hasn't made any other more changes as well, because his team have struggled. He's talking to his coaching staff, but just get the players on the pitch.
I know that they suffered a heavy defeat at Fulham. That's their only defeat in their last 9 since early November. They had won 7 of those 9 games, but this is offside. No, Salah goes forward, flag stays down, late flag. He did look offside.
Yeah, you called it.
And it was eventually raised, but Liverpool leading by 2-0. They turn over the ball once again with Alexander-Arnold, and then Salah and Gakpo left it for each other, and the ball ran between the two of them and out of play for a goal kick. Doesn't appear to be too much activity down there just as yet, as David Moyes is out there offering vocal encouragement. But his dreadful record here is going to continue.
Yeah, of course it is going to continue, but they've not been good enough, nowhere near. They don't deserve anything at the moment, because, as you said, not even to have a shot in the game is really disappointing.
Actually 10 years since he last lost a game, last avoided defeat, should I say. He's lost each of his last 8 visits since May 2013, a goalless draw when he was the Everton manager. But he's on course for a 14th defeat out of 21 trips in his managerial career. West Ham United, as they try and hunt the ball, looks a rather forlorn task for West Ham at the moment. Kelleher has been a mere spectator in front of those West Ham fans. We're almost midway through the second half. Kelleher downfield, Ogbonna, powerful header forward, Konate leaps, that was a high boot. The referee those let play continue.
He doesn't know the game, Tim. You've called it, everyone knows it's a high boot, should be a free kick.
Fornals was the one complaining as Gakpo took it from behind, and that decision is spotted by the referee, Tim Robinson. Liverpool free kick just inside the West Ham half. So we're 3/4 of the game through. and West Ham United haven't laid a glove so far on Liverpool.
No, they haven't, and they've been nowhere near good enough. And David Moyes is talking, make changes. Listen, I know he's not easy to listen to me, but the game's crying out to make changes because you're still in this. There's 23 minutes to go. If you get one, you just never know. But they don't even look like they're going to create anything at the moment.
Well, as the ball is spread out to Tsimikas, I remember being at Manchester City last week, and Manchester City were leading 2-0, and there were 15 minutes remaining, and you wouldn't have predicted that Crystal Palace, with their depleted side, would have got something from it, but with their resilience, they did. As Liverpool are going to be making another change, and again, this is, I'm sure, with an eye on the visit of Arsenal at the weekend. Tsimikas, who's had a good game at left back, is coming off, and Conor Bradley, the Northern Ireland international, who only at the start of the month signed a new long-term deal, comes on for his 8th appearance and another goal in the Women's Champions League. Hacken against Chelsea, Maz Farouki.
Chelsea have a third. Erin Cuthbert with her 2nd of the game, but the keeper should have done better to block it out. It was a shot from the right-hand side of the area. Chelsea on top now in Gothenburg. Hacken 1, Chelsea 3.
In the Scottish Premiership, Aberdeen 2, Livingston 1, Rangers 1, St Johnstone 0. This is the League Cup quarter-final. It's 5 live, midway through the second half. Also live on BBC Sounds, and Liverpool lead by 2-0. All in red, attacking the Kop, playing from left to right. And Quansah turns away from Paquetá. And the Kelleher comes a long way out of goal, actually. He wants to get involved. He's been so much of an isolated figure.
Because he hasn't had to use his hands at all to make any saves, has he?
No. Ball played up now towards Bradley. Early layoff towards Salah. Salah then hits it first time, right-footed, just at the side of the 6-yard box, and skies it into the Kop. Liverpool still lead 2-0, just over 20 minutes remaining.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity that for Salah, because he's in two minds, and you're thinking when he gets in, great little touch from the substitute Bradley, and you're thinking he sees 9 times out of 10 he'll hit the target there, Salah, so he'll be disappointed, saving it for the weekend.
West Ham United have lost 6 of their last 8 quarter-finals in the League Cup, including the last 3 in a row, 2016, 2017 and 2022. David Moyes, though, is going to make another change. James Ward-Prowse is the player who's going to be coming on down below, getting his final instructions from Kevin Nolan. 20 minutes remaining.
I think then also Kehrer might be coming on as well.
So
yeah, I think double substitution.
Yeah.
Kehrer as well.
Kehrer going to come on. Thilo Kehrer and James Ward-Prowse for West Ham United. As Bowen wins a throw, takes it quickly. Kudus is ahead of him. Kudus then shoots. Oh, a dipping effort, left-footed, just over the top. So that will go down as their first shot, and it's in the 61st minute.
And you can see what the fans think about it as well, Deno, because they are cheering like they've scored a goal, to be fair. So at least, listen, the West Ham fans have travelled in their numbers. They expect a bit more, but they'll be happy they finally had a shot at Liverpool's goal.
It was worth a go as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Ward-Prowse waits to come on, as does Thilo Kehrer. Liverpool, though, with Konate striding forward. Carries the ball midway through the West Ham defence, lays it off towards Gakpo. Gakpo shoots, and Gakpo scores. Finds the bottom left-hand corner, and surely that settles it. Liverpool lead by 3-0 and are on course for a record 19th League Cup semi-final.
Souček, his recovery run was terrible. He's waiting for his partner to step in, and then instead of recovering, he's basically jogging back. But it's good play again from Liverpool. Ball falls to Gakpo, he cuts inside and he drills it into that bottom corner. You want goals from all of your strikers and not relying on Mo Salah. That will give him confidence. To round off the night, Liverpool fans and Liverpool players will probably want Núñez to get a goal.
The amount of time that he had as Konate wins the ball, runs forward, 30 yards out from goal, just slots it away towards Gakpo, and Gakpo, nobody really did close him down, and he was able to have that right-footed shot. As Kehrer comes on, Sofal is off, Kudus is on, and Ward-Prowse is off, but the change is surely too late.
Oh, too late, and the changes are now a negative change, to be fair. You're taking off Kudus and you're just bringing on a fullback for another fullback. Changes are way too late for David Moyes, and that's what I said at the start. Be disappointed, because I'm thinking, play your strongest 11 here. I know you've got Man United on the weekend, but I've always said it, play your strongest 11, and the players that have come in have not been good enough.
A dreadfully disappointing night for West Ham United, but for Liverpool, they've won the competition 9 times in their illustrious history. Looking for double figures, and we'll find out at around 11:15 as to who they will draw in that semi-final lineup. Chelsea, Fulham, Middlesbrough, and Liverpool now at 3-0 with just over 15 minutes remaining, looking a really, really solid bet to join them. It's going to take a dramatic collapse. And in fact, there were a number of West Ham United supporters after that third goal that are just starting to drift towards the exits. They've spent an awful lot of money. They've travelled through the wind and the rain to get here, and they haven't had a great deal to cheer, as that curling free kick from Ward-Prowse goes right down the throat of Kelleher, and it will be a Liverpool free kick. And David Moyes' miserable run is going to continue, as is West Ham's woeful record here at Anfield. Not a great deal of positives to take forward for West Ham United.
I think you just put this to one side and you concentrate now on the league and obviously in Europe, because you have to, because you're out anyway.
Bradley to Gakpo, Salah, Nunez. Lovely little interchange of passing between Liverpool as they try to force their way in towards the penalty area. Here is Gakpo, lays it off towards Jones, rolls it out. Far side, the left is Gomez. Gomez has switched to the left. Bradley's playing as the right back since that change for Tsimikas. As a lot of empty seats are now starting to appear in the West Ham end as Jones comes forward to the edge of the area, finds Mo Salah. Salah to Bradley. First time cross comes off the legs of Johnson and behind for a corner kick. Liverpool might be leading 3-0, but if there's another side who's going to get a goal, it's going to be Liverpool.
Yeah, they're pairing. They've been excellent this evening. They've been too good for West Ham. The 1 and 2 touch has been outstanding. Even the youngster Bradley who's come on, getting into good areas and causing a lot of problems. Excellent performance so far.
15 minutes remain. Liverpool lead 3-0. Corner kick on this near side the right in front of the Kop. Elliott acknowledges the ovation from the Liverpool supporters around him. Going to be a left-footed corner. In it comes now towards the far post, downward header. Gakpo was loitering. Mavropanos clears it away, out for a Liverpool throw on that far side. As Liverpool take the throw, but in many ways, you know, you could have been forgiven for thinking from a West Ham point of view that this might have been a tricky one for Liverpool, in between 2 high-profile league games. Manchester United last weekend, top of the table clash against Arsenal. How will Jurgen Klopp juggle his pack? Could they be distracted? And as it is, it's West Ham United who haven't taken at all any advantage whatsoever. Liverpool able to make the changes, and more in the offing. Their final change, incidentally, with the activity down below, and Jurgen Klopp able to rotate his squad with Arsenal in mind, and at the same time get a place secured in the semi-finals. Here is Elliott. Elliott runs forward. Elliott plays it in low. Cleared on the half volley by Mavropanos inside that penalty area. Taken by Konate. Hit downfield, and out of play it goes for a throw. 14 minutes remaining. We're unable to bring you any live reaction from when the game's finished, as Bowen makes a run in behind Kwanzaa once again. Gets away from Kwanzaa too and shoots. Fine goal by Bowen. He took it so well, never gave up the lost cause, and a glimmer of hope for West Ham United through the birthday boy Jarrod Bowen. 27 today. He's just reduced the arrears with a fine right-footed goal. It's Liverpool 3, West Ham 1.
What a finish that is, by the way, Deno. He's some player, him, to be fair. No wonder why Jurgen Klopp said this is one of his favourite players. He's just a great... Johnson plays a ball over the top. He does ever so well, cuts inside Kwanzaa and just bends it fantastic. That is the goal of the game. Great finish. Past Keller into that top corner. Great finish.
Their first shot on target, and it's resulted in a West Ham goal. Gakpo comes off. Luis Diaz is the player who's going to be coming on as well, with 13 minutes remaining. If West Ham United were to get another goal back, we would then have an interesting finale.
Yeah, we would.
But in many ways, that West Ham goal just came out of nothing.
No, it didn't. Yeah, it was just a long ball, and Jared Bowen turned it into a really good pass, and it's a great finish. Fantastic finish from Bowen.
Goal at Ibrox, Jane Lewis.
Yeah, Rangers 2, St Johnstone 0. The goal has come from a penalty spot. James Tavernier, the Rangers captain, stepping up to make it 2-0 in this one. It was given after Mitrov, who's performed ever so well in the St Johnstone goal, came out on the on-rushing Dessers, who was racing through towards goal. Mitrov, though, coming out, dead catcher in the legs. It was a penalty all day long. Still went to VAR, though, just to check it. But yeah, Rangers now looking more comfortable. They were winning this one by 2-0.
Well, Joe Gomez hasn't scored in 229 appearances for club and country, but he picked the ball up just over the halfway line. He ran forward. It was eventually an effort that was spilled by Areola, but he was close to it. Clinton?
Denno, it was so close. What a run as well. He picked it out from the halfway line, and we were thinking, go on, Joe Gomez, you're in. But it's a good save from Areola. Listen, I'm not biased, but I would have loved to see him score there, Denno, because it would have been his first goal, and the run was fantastic. And me and you would have been witnessing it.
And as it is, it was Areola who spoilt it, but Liverpool still lead by 3-1. So the West Ham fans who have decided to stay, if they were deliberating whether to leave, give it 5 more minutes. That goal from Bowen will have just meant that their decision has been vindicated. They win the ball high up the pitch, now with Ward-Prowse. Fornals on the left-hand side. Johnson now swings over the cross. Paquetá leaves it, but there's nobody behind him. It goes all the way out of play for a goal kick. And then I did say at the Etihad at the weekend that was the most unlikeliest of comebacks for Crystal Palace to get it back to 2-2. As Danny Ings is going to be coming on for West Ham United.
Then I'm surprised he's got Danny Ings on the bench and you're bringing him on with 11 minutes to go. A centre forward who probably wants an opportunity.
And also, he's not getting much game time in the Premier League. He's only had one Premier League start this season. He had that unfortunate time at Liverpool when he was wretched period due to injury. So he actually only made 25 appearances during his 4 years here. I'm sure he'll get a lovely ovation. He often does when he comes on, does Danny Ings, as West Ham United trying to salvage something from this League Cup quarter-final, trailing 3-1, powerful header forward by Ogbonna, picked up by Kelleher. As Jones, forward, far side, leaves it for Nunez, comes inside now, Nunez with a shot, strikes the post, rebound to Salah, stabs it wide. And the Nunez goal drought continues, and that just sums up his misfortune. And Salah very unlucky that he couldn't stab in the rebound. Nunez's name rings around Anfield. You can't get much closer.
He's unlucky, to be fair, Deno. He cuts inside. It's a fantastic save from Areola. He gets a hand onto it and tips it onto the post. And Salah's onside. And it's one of those. I was there when Salah missed a gaping goal. It's difficult because it comes back off the post, but you expect Mo Salah to put that in the back of the net.
Edson Alvarez is the player who goes off, so Danny Ings will come on. The defensive midfielder makes way for the former Liverpool striker, and as expected, he gets a warm round of applause with 9 minutes remaining. 9 minutes for West Ham United to conjure up something. They require 2 goals as they trail by 3-1 here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. As Johnson, only his 3rd start for West Ham this season, comes forward. Plays it to Fornals, closed down very quickly by Alexander-Arnold. And Johnson waits. Not a great deal of movement from those white shirts of West Ham at the moment. Here is Johnson, closed down by Elliott. He's had a sparkling game, Harvey Elliott.
He's been brilliant, magnificent.
Real Madrid women 0, Paris 1 in the same group as Chelsea. Chelsea leading 3-1 against Harken. Ball played through the middle. It pierces the West Ham defence and Salah's onto it. Salah enters the penalty area. Salah seals it. Goal number 4 to clinch a place in the last 4. And Liverpool extend their long unbeaten run at Anfield. No way back for West Ham now. Liverpool 4, West Ham 1.
And it's that man, Mo Salah again. You saw, I think Mavropanos goes out and tries to play it to Paquetá. They lose the ball. There's a big gap in West Ham's defence. Great ball from Trent Alexander-Arnold. And once he gets in there, you knew what was going to happen, Deno. He's going to roll that into the bottom corner. This guy's unbelievable. The amount of goals he scored at Liverpool, playing on the right-hand side. Fantastic finish.
There was no shape whatsoever to West Ham United there. They only had 2 back. They had committed a lot of white shirts forward. So when that ball is sent through, Kehrer is giving chase, but it was all in vain as Mo Salah. There was only one outcome, and left-footed, nestled in the back of the net past Areola. Liverpool 4, West Ham United 1, and Liverpool's dominance is now reflected in the scoreline.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is probably how the scoreline it should be, because they've been outstanding, really positive on the front foot. West Ham scored a goal through Jarrod Bowen's excellent play, but really and truly haven't really created much in the game. It's been all Liverpool.
4-1. And when Bowen did score that fine goal, we were right to say it was just a glimmer of hope, because that has been extinguished. Aberdeen have beaten Livingston at Pittodrie by 2-1, so they came from behind. Livingston remain bottom, but more importantly for Aberdeen, they now go 8 points clear of Livy, and Rangers will be going 2 points behind Celtic at the top, as they were still leading St Johnstone, the 10 men of St Johnstone, by 2-0, and they'll still have that game in hand. And Liverpool here 4-1 at Anfield. And here is Curtis Jones. There could be more goals yet. Jones, strong run, nobody stopped him. Jones going all the way. What a fine individual goal. No wonder Curtis Jones slides away in celebration on his knees. Fine goal. And it really has been a 5-star display from Liverpool. 5-1 they lead against West Ham. Brilliant.
Yeah, it's brilliant. But you know what, Dan? It happens a lot with West Ham where they can concede a lot of goals. It happened not too recently at Fulham. It's really disappointing, to be fair. But fantastic from Curtin Jones. He just picks the ball up just inside his half, just inside West Ham's half, and just drives. And no one comes out to go and challenge him. And he moves it. But once he gets into there, fantastic finish from Curtis Jones.
Well, David Moyes will look at a number of the goals. You'll think of the Areola one where Jones squeezed it past him. He thought that could have been done better. And as you say, I mean, nobody went to close him down. He glided his way through the West Ham defence.
And I'll be honest, Bonner, who's the captain, his attempt to tackle is nowhere near good enough. He just dangles a leg and doesn't move his body. Nowhere near good enough. Absolutely poor.
5-1 it is. Gary's left you the jelly babies, Clinton, as he's gone down to the tunnel.
That's for you. That's for you. That's for you. You can have that. That's a Christmas present from me to you.
I think he might have clattered the effects mic on his way through as well.
Yeah.
But only the diehards have remained, and even they, the West Ham supporters. I mean, 6,000 loyal supporters made the journey up, and there are more, I would guess, empty red seats in the bottom end of that Anfield Road tier than the supporters who have remained now, because that has been a sorry departure in the League Cup.
Yeah, you're right. It's been nowhere near good enough. All those fans that have travelled in their numbers probably wanted to see a little bit of West Ham showing a bit of fight, which they have done for most of the season, but they'll be really disappointed because they've been nowhere near it today.
I think that game we were talking about, that FA Cup semi-final, they conceded 5 that day at Villa Park. They've conceded 5 tonight here at Anfield, as Liverpool will be joining Chelsea, Fulham and Middlesbrough in the last 4 of the Carabao Cup. Draw will take place at around 11:15. Ties to be played week commencing January the 8th, and the second leg week commencing January the 21st. And Liverpool into a 19th League Cup semi-final, and they've done it in emphatic style. And they warm up now with a morale-boosting win ahead of Arsenal's visit here at the weekend, and it'll be unbeaten in 21 games at Anfield. convincing in every aspect.
Definitely. And you know what, getting a goal from Mohamed Salah as well gives you confidence going into the weekend against a good Arsenal team. So yeah, it sets the game up nicely on the weekend.
Here is Bradley back with Salah. They're at a walking pace. They're just playing within themselves now. Still the rain swirls around Anfield on this wet Merseyside night. Diaz has hardly broken sweat since he's come on. It's been that comfortable for them. We're inside the last 2.5 minutes. There will be a number of added on time because of the amount of substitutions as the ball was played in towards Elliott. Elliott shoots off target. Let's go full-time Ibrox. Jane Lewis.
Rangers 2, St Johnstone 0 at Ibrox. Comfy in the end, although it could have been more so from a Rangers point of view. The goals came from Cyril Dessers in the first half and James Tavernier late on in the second half from the penalty spot to seal a significant win as it now moves them to within 2 points of Celtic and the top of the Scottish Premiership. It finished here Rangers 2, St Johnstone 0.
And just to confirm, at the bottom, Aberdeen 2, Livingston 1 was the result down at the bottom of the table. Our next live football is during Saturday's 5 Live Sport. Mark Chapman on air from midday. We've got Tottenham against Everton at 3, Liverpool Arsenal, as we've talked about, at 5:30. Christmas Eve on Sunday. It's this time of the year where you start to lose track of the days.
Yeah, you do, definitely.
Wolves Chelsea will be our commentary from 1 o'clock. West Ham take a quick free kick. Jones was alert to that. Liverpool have just been far sharper in every department, and Jones then passes the ball towards Diaz, and they've got 4 ahead of Diaz. One of them is Nunez offside. You could hear the crowd inside Anfield willing Nunez to get a shot away for him to end this goal drought that looks like it may go to 11 games.
Yeah, he's desperate. Well, why don't he end it on the weekend in that big game they've got against Arsenal? That'd be the best time to do it, wouldn't it? By popping up and scoring the winner.
Yeah, it will be 11 going into that. Also on Christmas Eve, I should say, we've got a 72 plus Christmas special with Aaron Paul and Big Sam.
Oh,
Sam
that would be
Allardyce.
good. That would be good. That would be really good.
I think that's that's 5 o'clock on Christmas Eve as we enter the last 60 seconds of normal time, and West Ham have got a free kick just inside the Liverpool half. But it's the Liverpool fans who are celebrating. The red and white scarves are being swirled around their heads here for a commanding performance in this League Cup semi-final. And just think, had they'd taken more of their chances, the margin of victory far greater. The Gakpo header, the effort that hit the post from Nunez, a number of shots off target. It has been a very, very one-sided semi-final. Find out how much added on time there will be. The fourth official just picking up the board now. We're on air until 10:30 here on BBC Radio 5 Live. And West Ham United, well, not too sure what David Moyes will be able to say about this level of performance. I'm sure he will have expected a much better display, but it has been a tame surrender. Corner kick, Ward-Prowse the substitute to take it in towards the near post, headed out by Curtis Jones and then hammered away by Bradley. Salah's going to keep it in play. No, he doesn't. Just goes out of play. I was watching the corner kick. Did you see how much added on time there was?
Yeah, 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Yeah, there was 4 minutes. That's why it's teamwork. It's always teamwork.
Always a team.
Always a team. No I in team.
That was the message of that wonderful speech from Sir Kenny Dalglish last night in the BBC Sports Personality of the Year Awards, the Lifetime Achievement Award that he took. It was just shy, I think, of 5 minutes, but it was a wonderful speech from Sir Kenny. Never ever about himself, always talking about the team, and that certainly has been epitomised here tonight with Liverpool. Been a real team display, and Kenny, I'm sure, is here tonight watching on and will be very, very happy as he looks to see Liverpool progress to the semi-final as You'll Never Walk Alone. It's being sung by the Anfield crowd here. 5-1 they lead West Ham United in injury time here on 5 Live. Elliott out towards Salah, unmarked, wins a corner off the legs of Johnson.
It's been easy, hasn't it, Denner? It's been easy.
So
easy for Liverpool. Listen, Liverpool have been outstanding. As you said, the hunger and desire for Liverpool this evening, and the work rate's been first class.
West Ham United supporters, the majority have long since gone. You can hardly blame them. Alexander-Arnold to take the corner kick on this near side the right. Is there time for a sixth goal? Swings it over from the right, headed out by Ward-Prowse, and it goes out towards Jones to Gomez. About 90 seconds remain now. Alexander-Arnold just waits. It's a nonchalant ball inside towards Bradley. Elliott, full of running, tries to wriggle his way in towards the penalty area, and it's Souček who just takes it away and clatters the ball into the advertising hoardings. A tired looking Souček for what has been a dreadfully disappointing performance from West Ham United. One of those performances or displays that he's just thinking, let the game be over.
Yeah.
Corners taken short. 60 seconds remain. Liverpool, who will be seen very much as the favourites for this competition now, into the last four. Salah over the top, out for a goal kick. And they'll probably be the team that Chelsea, Fulham and Middlesbrough will be looking to avoid when that semi-final draw is made in just under an hour's time.
Yeah, you make them the favourites, wouldn't you, Deno? Liverpool the favourites, but yeah. Knowing everyone's like, it'll probably be Liverpool-Chelsea semi-final, wouldn't it?
Well, Jurgen Klopp he's lifted the League Cup as part of his haul of 6 major trophies. I always think the beauty of this competition, though, is you can get it done and dusted early on in the season.
What, February's the final, isn't it, Deno?
Yeah, it is late February. And then all of a sudden you're able then to say, right, that one's won. Let's concentrate on other trophies. The Europa League, the Premier League. Who knows, they may well still be in the FA Cup, although Arsenal will have something to say about that. But West Ham had very little to say about their League Cup participation. It was a tame surrender. And Liverpool have absolutely battered West Ham United by 5 goals to 1. A thoroughly comprehensive display, and they never look back. In total control right from the start. Szoboszlai with the opening goal just before the half hour. Jones slotted a second in the second half. Gakpo, then after Nunez hit the post, Salah added goal number 4. Before there was a 5th goal from an individual effort from Jones. West Ham United, their first shot on target in the 77th minute, produced their only goal. That tells you everything about the West Ham performance, as their players acknowledge the travelling support who've remained. But Liverpool, in a comprehensive manner, joined Chelsea, Fulham and Middlesbrough in the last 4. More reflections from Clinton with Charlie and Steve, but it's finished Liverpool 5, West Ham United 1.
Clinton Morrison, the Liverpool fans in the background at Anfield are chanting easy, easy, easy. And they're right.
Yeah, it was easy, to be fair, and they were comfortable. Liverpool were outstanding to me. We can talk about how West Ham didn't turn up, but I look at Liverpool and look at the positives, and they were brilliant. Even when they lost the ball, Crossy, the way they won it back, outstanding. And the only thing you wanted to see this evening is Nunez get a goal, because I think his overall play was good, and the whole crowd wanted him to get that goal. But listen, disappointing for West Ham, back to the Premier League on the weekend, but brilliant from Liverpool this evening.
Ian, I'm just watching the West Ham players on the pitch going now to applaud their fans, and as you rightly said in commentary, it's a wet day, it's windy, it costs a lot of money. They've come and supported their team, and they didn't get what they deserved from them, did they?
No, sorry performance from West Ham United. A one-off cup tie, no extra time. You got the 90 minutes, and it was their first shot. Their first shot, not on target, was from Kudos just past the hour. And then Bowen's goal out of nothing, 13 minutes from time. Those West Ham fans who've given up their time and paid their hard money would have expected a better performance from West Ham, who was second best in every department to Liverpool.
You just heard the fans there responding to Jurgen Klopp as he punches the air 3 times in front of the Kop, as he likes to do. Charlie Adam is with us. I thought he just did that for the really big wins, Charlie.
Yeah, listen, that is a big win.
Okay.
Like you say, getting into a semi-final, this is a big trophy in terms of, there's an opportunity to go and win it. The Man City, probably the best team in Europe at the moment, are out of it, and they're probably the favourites now for it, so he'll want to go and win it. He'll be looking for a favourable draw in the semi-finals. Unfortunately for you, he might be looking at Middlesbrough. But again, it's one of them. You're in a semi-final, it's an opportunity to go and win a trophy. So any night is a special, especially a cup tie at Anfield is special.
I would argue, Clinton, any draw is a favourable draw for Liverpool, even Chelsea.
Yeah, I just said it in commentary. I made Liverpool favourites for this. I said everyone will want to be avoiding Liverpool. I know it's two-legged semi-final, but Liverpool, they look fantastic. Even when they make the changes this evening, players like Curtis Jones, Elliott, they come in and they put their marker down. They were outstanding. So yeah, I make Liverpool favourites. But Crossy, it's good that Middlesbrough have got there and we're talking about them. So you'll be happy, mate.
Yeah, less of that. Jurgen Klopp's just made his way down the tunnel now, and actually, Clinton, that is a good point that Charlie made. That Jurgen Klopp has said, punching the air in front of the fans and stuff. I enjoy doing it, but you do it at the right times. And I think that does highlight the significance of how he will see this competition and how they will see this competition.
Yeah, Charlie's spot on. It's a cup competition. You win it. We know Liverpool have won it before, and obviously they're outstanding. As I said, I make them favourites. You want to win as much trophies as you can do. It's going to be a long, hard season. They're pushing for the Premier League, pushing for the Europa League. Obviously, the FA Cup hasn't started yet for them, but this is a competition they want to win. And yeah, Jurgen Klopp was happy with it. On the touchline, he was applauding everything his team done. I think he was really happy with the performance. And listen, bringing on Mo Salah, he didn't have to bring on those kind of players, but he brought them on and he gets his goal. Going into the weekend full of confidence.
We'll focus in a lot more on this after 10 o'clock, Charlie, but on West Ham's performance there, we talked before the game about the team that David Moyes picked and said, that's interesting, he's left Paqueta on the bench, he's left Ward-Prowse on the bench, but that's about the players on the pitch, isn't it?
Yeah,
and their
you look at back day goals that they lost, there's poor goals that they lost.
Yeah,
I could spring to mind the last goal there about with Curtis Jones cuts through 6 or 7.
Exactly.
Somebody's trying to. Agbona's dangling a leg in the box. He goes by him, no attempt. Areola should do better in the front post for Curtis Jones' first goal. So listen, I think David will be really disappointed in terms of losing 5 goals. But it's the manner and the way they've lost their goals. You can sit up and you can wait for Liverpool. But you've got to come at some point in the game. You've got to engage. You've got to get up to people. You've got to get intensity of your play, especially if you're pressing. And you've got to be organised. And I just think that goal with Mo Salah scored, Mavropanos steps into midfield. They're not organised at the back. Agbona's, nowhere. Johnson's nowhere. So again, that's something in transition that David will be looking at to say we weren't organised for him when he stepped in the pitch. So a lot of negatives, another result, another 5 goals that they won't want, but again they'd have to dust themselves down and go again. It's Manchester United at home on Saturday.
We'll have more reaction to what we've just witnessed at Anfield with Ian Dennis, Clinton Morrison and Charlie Adam after 10 o'clock. Remember